Well, you know that I love Percy Jackson, and I love Nico, and Jason, and Raina, and all of them, except Octavian. But what about all of the original myths? What are my favorite original myths? Well, today I'm going to be telling you my top 10 favorite myths and give you a little bit of reason as to why they are my favorite myths. So, let's get started, shall we?
Abuse. I won't give up or refuse. This is how it feels when you're bent and broken. This is how it feels when your dignity's stolen, and everything you love is leaving. You hold on to what you believe in. Que no pare la fiesta, don't stop the party.
Number 10 is how Hermes was born, and this one is more of what happened afterwards. And I like this myth mostly because it's funny imagining a little baby god being able to pull all that off. It's funny. That's kind of the whole reason why. Because imagining like a toddler being able to go and steal these cows and do all this stuff in one night, create a new instrument, figure out how to make it not look like itty bitty little footprints, and not get punished for it because of said instrument. And I just find it funny, so that's kind of why. It's at number 10. It's not my favorite. It's not one that I'm going to go back and I'm going to reread over and over again, but it's still my favorite. Number 9. Number 9 is I'm going to have to say is the entire Odyssey. Now, I'm considering that one myth because it is about one guy, one hero, and he goes on adventures. I'm considering it a myth. But my main problem with it is that the way that it's written, the original one at least, is kind of boring. But at least it's like action-packed. You're turning around and something new is going on. You got the Cyclops, you got Calypso, you got all of these different things going on in the Sea of Monsters that could go on, and everything that can go wrong does go wrong. And yeah, they do raise the dead a bit, so yeah, I love Nico. Of course I'm gonna like a myth that has some dead raising going on in it, and that is number 9, and it's above the one about Hermes because, well, it's longer and it has more going on in it, and also it's a bit more clever, I would say, because you're sitting there, even though you know what's going to come and what's going to happen, you're kind of sitting there wondering if they are going to figure it out, if they are going to be able to get out of this, and some of them you don't know for sure. Some of them are just insane, and then you also have your face palm moments where you're just, Odysseus, you do not yell your name at the Cyclops. You do not tell the Cyclops your name. You don't. And for that matter, what? Oh, now I'm questioning the series. Move on, move on! So, for number 8, I'm going to have to give number 8 to Persephone and Hades. I'm going to call it that myth. So, the one where Demeter freezes everything. And I like this one because, yes, it has Hades involved, but it's different. It's not a god going after a girl and kind of forcing himself on her. He actually is a bit stalkerish, but he does ask her dad, and he does treat her really nicely. And when Hermes does come to get her, he willingly just is like, yep, okay, well, time to go, I guess. He's still sad about it, and I like seeing like the emotion on like these really powerful guys. Like you have these guys who can literally control anything. All these gods control anything, and when you actually see them have some emotion that's not over a cut, you actually kind of take a step back and you're like, you're kind of human, and that makes it more. It just makes it better in a way. I think that really, I think makes it better. So that is number 8. For number 7, I'm gonna have to go with Theseus. And for Theseus, just the way, mostly because of the way Rick Riordan described it. The way that he did the whole, like the Hunger Games type thing, and how Theseus was really energetic and everything he did and how he outsmarted them. I also like that he was not just going around killing everyone because he knew he could. He did have some reason behind it. Yeah, he was brutal, and yeah, he did go insane in the end. But the one with him going to defeat the Minotaur, that is the myth of Theseus that I'm talking about. That one, for me, is probably the best. And that deserves number 7. Number 6 for me is probably the myth of Hephaestus. Yeah, see, I like how Hera had him by herself. It's weird, very, very weird. But how he still became a god in the end, I like that. And it's a revenge story, and the revenge, I will admit, is kind of funny. How he got their revenge and how he did still go down, and he became a blacksmith. He was well known by everyone. I like that. And then all the gods were coming to him, trying to reason with him. And eventually, he was reasoned with, and he did become a god. And I like that. I like how he was calm throughout the entire thing, and he didn't really blow up. I don't remember him ever, exploding at whatever it is. Number 5 goes to Hercules. I know it's only halfway through the list, and I'm putting Hercules. Okay, yeah, Hercules is a great myth and all. The reason it's number 5 mostly is because I have a short attention span, and 12 tasks was really long. But the 12 tasks, when the tasks were going down, it was cool and it was amazing. When they weren't, it was kind of slow and boring. Rick Riordan did make it funny, and I still don't like Hercules for going psycho on his family a lot. That's part of the reason too. I kind of skip that part every time it comes up. I'm just like skip. And once the tasks start, then yeah, keep going. I don't like that part. I really don't. It's like, you can't just control your anger, dude. You never learned anger management. Did they just not have anger management back in Greece? A lot of problems would have been solved if they just had anger management back in Greece. But regardless, I do like Hercules. I like how in the end he didn't become king. I like how he was able to get through everything. I do like it, and he gets my number 5 spot. Number 4? Well, it is our favorite person's namesake, Perseus the myth. The original Perseus. And the original Perseus I like mostly because just how it goes, how he kind of does just stop and decide to help this town. He doesn't have to help them, it's just heroic, and I like that it's very heroic, and I do love that he gets a happy ending. I love that he actually does get a happy ending, and they, live happily ever after, have a bunch of kids, and grow old and die. I do like that is the ending for this myth. I really, really love that is the ending for the myth, that part of it, and then part of the reason also, it's Perseus. Come on, it's Perseus. Number 3. Number 3 of my favorite myths is going to have to go to the origins. Yeah, how the gods came into power, and them defeating Cronus. Well, just because I love the fighting that's involved, I like how they trick Cronus. It's pretty funny, and they actually, help each other and not try to kill each other here. Don't worry, that changes once Zeus gets into power. That changes, don't worry. It makes me really, it also raises some questions where it's like, oh, so the Cyclopses would have made the girls' weapons if they had time, but the big scary Campy, I think it's Campy, she stopped them, but they still got some pretty awesome just helmets, and just The way Rick Riordan also told it really sold it for me, because I did read 2 versions, as I brought up. I did take mythology, and I did read the other version of it, and I still liked it. I still liked reading how it all went down between it, even if it didn't show every single fight. I still like how it went down. Number 2. My number 2 spot, it's like hard to pick because there's still so many myths, but my number 2 spot is going to have to go to, I can't pronounce her name, I'm going to flash it up on screen. Yeah, I can't pronounce that, but oh my god, it's like finally a girl hero. Yeah, it's a girl hero, and she's my favorite girl hero because, okay, she accepts her fate that she has to get married. But the way that she's like, yeah, you guys are going to have to race me, and if I catch you, I kill you. The way she does that is like girl power, you know, girl power right there. But it's still like pretty brutal, but in this day and age, who doesn't love a little violence? And it's mythology. Of course, there's going to have to be some violence in it. And the way this guy thinks Aphrodite's help him win, because he knows that she's faster, and he's being very respectful of her. And she does start liking him, and I like that whole conflict thing where it's like she's like, I like him, but I have to actually try, otherwise I can't count. And all around, it's awesome, and I like it. I really like that she is this awesome, you know, she's a brave, independent woman, and when she has to get married, because her dad's a king, when she has to get married, she doesn't care. She figures out a way that stays true to her personality. And I do love that. Only thing is like the ending. They don't get a happy ending. They Zeus turns them into animals and they run off into the forest to have some fun. Yay, mythology. Finally, my number 1 most favorite myth. You guys might find it a little ironic, considering the fact that I kid you not, I actually don't like this god too much, especially in the series. But my favorite myth is of Eros and Psyche. Yeah, that is my favorite myth. It's weird. I criticize it a lot because, you know, as I mentioned before, Psyche does get a little suicidal in her own myth, but the reason I think I like it so much is, one, the irony, because they're constantly doing the thing where it's like, oh, Cupid or Eros, whatever myth version you're reading, himself could not be more beautiful, and you're just sitting there like, that is him. Which brings up a point. If she says that Cupid, Eros, okay, we're gonna go with Eros because we're Greek today. So she says Eros could not be more handsome than him to Eros. Is that a burn or is that a compliment? And I'll let you decide in the comments below if that's a burn or a compliment. But I always just found it funny how that happened. I also find it funny that the whole time he knows what's going on, he's just too weak to actually help, even though he really wants to help. And she is pretty brave throughout all these tasks to actually go out there and do this stuff. And I like how in the end, like, it is a whole Beauty and the Beast message. It is. I like that metaphor, and I'm just imagining that Apollo gave this prophecy to them, and Eros is sitting next to him, just arms crossed, going, dude, really? That's gonna be like my future wife, and you're gonna tell her that I'm a beast? And he's just like, yeah, don't mess with my love life, and I won't mess with how your future wife sees you. Oh wait, too late. Or however else Apollo would say that. I'm just imagining that conversation happening as Apollo gives this prophecy out. She's gonna marry a beast. And I like that metaphor because it's an interesting way to take love. You don't see love taken that way, and it's a love story, and it's not going out there to fight all these things. She's not a demigod. She's not this brave hero who had all this training. She's a princess, an ordinary girl who just wants to find love and have somebody love her for who she is and not her beauty. And that whole for who she is and not her beauty thing, that is what I think really sells it for me. Because you always hear about how beautiful everyone is in these myths, and then you have this girl who hates her beauty. She hates it because she can't get married, and people just don't like her because of her beauty. And you see that side of things, and I like that. I like that you see that side of things, and I like that they get together in the end. I think it's funny and sweet, and I do think it's romantic. I do have soft spots for romantic things, but you know, just in small amounts. It still had plenty of action in it, plenty of twists and turns. Eros definitely got grounded for disobeying his mother. Definitely got grounded. And I love the whole myth in general. Even though when it comes to Eros Cupid in the book, that Cupid chapter, I hate him, okay? When it comes to that, I hate him. Really. I see a beast. The whole series. At this point, I think we can consider it a myth. Can we? Can we please just consider it a myth at this point? I mean, they've done more than most of the ancient Greek heroes have. Can we just consider this a myth? It's my favorite myth, okay? I'm going to consider it a myth. It has the aspects of mythology. It has parts of the writing style, I guess. It is being told through a narrative, so it's like Percy is telling us the story. And it has ancient Greek gods. You saw the gods, it's the same gods. You're still dealing with demigods. They're just in modern day, literally modern day mythology. Percy Jackson is my favorite myth. Enough said, I'm considering it a myth. Can we make that official? Anyone? Yeah, it's official now, right? Yeah? Kathy? Please? Cool. So, that was my top 10 favorite myths of all time. I still love a lot of other myths. I just picked 10 of them to put on this list. There are ones that I like, ones I don't like, ones that I just avoid if I can, and ones that honestly I do like, but they were just too short to put on here. That's it for today. Be on the lookout, and while we're on the topic of myths, I'll be posting animation I made for the myth of Phalancio? I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but you know the Son of Helios who got blown up. Yeah, that guy! I made an animation of that for my animation class. It's not very good, but I'll still share it with you guys. So that'll be coming up for you tomorrow, and also another video of me talking about the myths. So now I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite myth of all time? So thanks for watching, bye!